morning and bonjour.
Welcome to Brussels. Woo!
It's incredible to see this event packed with so much XR energy for the very first edition of UnitedXR Europe. We're all here, united by XR.
It's a real pleasure to stand here with all of you. The diversity in this room, from creators and researchers and builders and to policymakers from across Europe and the world. It really sets the perfect tone for what we're about to experience this week. Today marks the start of something powerful, a united platform for XR in Europe.
For 15 years, Alex and the Stereopsia team have been building an extraordinary home for immersive professionals right here in Brussels. And during that same time, AWE has been rallying the XR ecosystem around the globe and in Europe, pushing the industry forward with scale and an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah. So when Ori and I met here last year, we saw the same thing. Europe has world-class talent and world-class innovation, but it was fragmented. It was slowing it down. So we decided.
We made a choice, and we joined forces and merged our European events, and we gave it a name. This moment calls for United. Because together we generate more energy, more visibility, more opportunity, and we have a bigger impact on the world.
Yeah, many of you have known Stereopsia and AWE separately for years, and each has its own, culture, in identity and rhythm. But bringing these words together, it has been fascinating. Well, sometimes intense, but always, always inspiring. And working together with Ori and his team has showed me how complementary our approaches can be. The American side, it brings momentum, like a mindset that is different. It's like really, problem solving. And the European approach, it brings the diversity of perspective, languages, cultures, and a long-term approach to impact. So when you put both together, well, we get a partnership that is more creative and more resilient and more ambitious. Today I can tell with confidence that both worlds fit naturally on this stage.
All the XR goodness on one stage. Yeah. So over the next 3 days, you will feel everywhere. The tracks where ideas collide, in the workshops where partnerships are forged, and of course in the hallways, when people from completely different backgrounds connect.
Yeah, and talking about connection, we have the European Market for Immersive Creativity, or EMIC, and it is the first marketplace for immersive tech, creativity, and culture, and it is supported by the Creative Media Program of the European Commission. Thank you. And we've brought XR associations and EU-funded projects that come from across Europe, and they are over there in the EU village, and they're shaping the heart of this community, keeping it alive today, but also for the future. So we really want to thank you for being part of this journey with us.
Thank you, EMIC. And in addition to EMIC, there are special programs for every group, every individual. Just check out this list. Dozens of moments to meet, collaborate, and celebrate. And plenty of side events. Definitely check it out on the website. And did I mention the parties?
Woo! And give it up for the 270 speakers this week. Woo!
And we brought together for the first time ever, I think, in Europe, 167 companies in the exhibit hall, from early-stage startups to award-winning creative experiences. Big thanks to our sponsors who made this event happen.
Thank you,
sponsors.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, and let's not forget the most important. You guys are here. This community, coming from 63 different countries. I'm so excited. You guys are the heart of this community. You are the heart of UnitedXR. Thank you.
All right. Before I leave Alex on the stage, a few quick pro tips. First, if you haven't downloaded the app yet, check out this QR code and get the app. You can create your own agenda. You can explore the map to understand really where all the exhibitors are in the expo hall. And best of all, connect with all attendees and speakers through the app itself. And the expo hall opens tomorrow at 11. Later today, hope to meet you all in the welcome party at 5:30 in the shed.
Yeah, and thank you all for being here. Please enjoy the event, reconnect with old friends, make new ones, and help us make this first UnitedXR a truly united moment for the XR industry in Europe. Thank you.
United, we can make XR go mainstream.
Yeah.
And this is basically the teaser for my keynote in the afternoon, 2:30, right here. Alex, thank you for your partnership, for the care and leadership that you brought to this community.
Thank you.
It's been awesome building this with you. The stage is all yours. I will see you in a bit.
Thank you. Clicker. Thank you. You can literally feel the buzz in this room, right? I mean, it's wild. I'm excited. Honestly, my LinkedIn has been blowing up these last few weeks. Many posts and tags and shout-outs. So thank you so much, because I have to say, I love it. And today you can really feel this energy in the room. Massive FOMO for those of for those who couldn't make it today and this week, but no worries. Most of the sessions are filmed and will be posted online in a couple of days, so no worries at all. So let's start with the big question for UnitedXR. What kind of future do we want to build together? We all talk about AI and virtual worlds and immersive technologies every day, but let me ask you this. What are the values that are behind that? What do we choose to put into the technology, right? So these past few years, there's something that keeps popping up in our conversation about XR. So XR only matters if it protects what makes us human. Privacy, dignity, safety, identity, and access. Basically the human side of our digital life. So let me see hands who agrees that these are not optional. Yes, yes, yes. They are the foundation of everything that comes next. And here's the fun part. Europe is very recognizable. It has a signature when it comes to XR. It's just different than from the American way of go fast and monetize everything vibe, and also different from the Asian approach where big ecosystems are often driven top-down by governments. Europeans strongly believe that innovation should serve people, that the technology must respect human dignity and protect privacy and identity and also support diversity. It must be built with responsibility and long-term impact in mind. What gives Europe its unique voice? It's in this global conversation about technology. This is it. At the same time, this year has told me a lot. Don't get me wrong. I mean, working with Americans has pushed me to move faster, take bigger risks, trust the process of iteration. And honestly, I really think that that kind of energy can bring all of us here in Europe together, and we kind of need that energy. So the truth is, global innovation needs both. It needs the drive to move forward and fast, but also the care to build it well and long-lasting. And let's be clear for one thing, Europe isn't lagging at all. Like, Europe is currently accelerating. You're going to hear it. You're going to feel it. And over the course of the next 3 days, you're going to listen to amazing voices who will prove it to you. And if there's one place that this conversation needs to take place, it's Brussels. I mean, because Brussels is not just the political capital of Europe. It's where Europe decides how the technology will shape society. And because Europe is at the heart of everything we're building here, I want to bring forward someone who's been very key to this community, like no one else. He's become one of the most important people in the European ecosystem. And this is the very stage where he gave his first ever XR talk in 2021. Europe has every reason to be ambition, that's what he says. Please join me in welcoming Head of XR for Europe, Michael Barngrover. Hi.
Thank you very much.
This? No? I keep it? Okay.
Thank you very much, Alex, and good morning, everyone. It's always kind of a rush first thing in the morning. I skip the coffee because if I have the coffee and then I come on stage, it's going to be too much. But it's also really nice to have slept in my own bed. You know, the last 2 months has just been, I think for everyone, such a compressed schedule, traveling everywhere. There's so many industry events all across Europe. But sometimes it's really nice just to be the one welcoming and hosting guests rather than being the guest. So yeah, thank you very much. I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you.
So, you know, it's, as you mentioned, I had my debut here in 2021 at Stereopsia. At that time, I was building the community in Turkey. That's where I started my XR career. It was in Istanbul. And even at that time, Europe was just that place where, I mean, the most exciting, the most interesting projects were happening. The projects that seemed like they were worth doing because they were worth doing. And then if they were profitable, great. If they, you know, but inherently they were worth doing. So it was where many of us wanted to come, and some of us have had that luxury.
Yeah, I remember. We've come such a long way since then. The industry is so much more advanced than it was back then. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, everything has really continued to develop. It really has. It's not just the technology, but the use cases. You know, people have been using all of these incredible, pieces of hardware and these new software that have come out. Everything has just evolved, and it's been exciting to be part of that. But of course, the events have also evolved.
Absolutely.
And I think we're standing in this clearest example of how everything is just really starting to reach this next level, reach this threshold where we're going to look back and say before this time,
Yep.
And then we're past that. And it's really fitting that it's here in Brussels that we're kind of acknowledging that.
Absolutely, and this evolution, we've seen it like literally from the inside. And every year this gathering has become less about early tech and more about standards and policy and industry adoption. And Europe grow more confident. I mean, it's started to build bridges between communities, and it started to define its own vision. Brussels has become the stage where this community makes sure that its voice is heard in what comes next.
Yeah, I mean, because as you said before just a moment ago, Brussels is just not the political capital. It is kind of that focal point where these conversations are being had, the questions are being asked, and that's, there's this discussion about, not discussion, I would say, usually it's not a discussion, it's kind of always this statement that, maybe Europe is falling behind. And I'm kind of like you, I don't agree with it, I don't like to hear it, because what I see actually happening is that we're seeing a lot of policy frameworks, we're seeing research output, and that's all being supported and driven by public funding here in Europe. I don't see this ecosystem here falling behind anything, really leading and helping to shape that field.
I feel like the rest of the world is watching us and watching Europe, how Europe approaches these questions.
Yeah, I agree, exactly. I mean, here we don't have a monopoly on asking the good questions, but we really do focus on asking the good questions. What do we want virtual worlds to be like? How are they supposed to integrate with the non-virtual worlds? And, how do we ensure that the technology that we're supporting and that we're working on, when we look forward in the future, how do we feel confident that it's going to be adding to our lives and the lives of others? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think that this gives the European XR its own flavor, really.
Yeah, very much. I mean, I think XR that's made in Europe, that's created with the kind of this European perspective and through these mechanisms, you can recognize it. Sometimes it's obvious and it's explicit, but other times you kind of suspect. I think that there was, this type of perspective behind it, because what stands out is that focus on human-centered design and values-driven, collaborative design, and really that's all over the continent. That's not just in certain regions. That's in the north, it's in the south, it's in the east and the west of Europe. It's all kind of being woven together, and already it's being woven into the global fabric of XR.
Totally, totally. And this European diversity is totally present here at UnitedXR. I mean, if you want proof, you need to go explore the European village. That's between the registration and the shed and the expo hall. I don't think most of you have not been there yet, but you definitely need to check that out. You'll see 5 ongoing EU-funded projects, but also 14 XR associations from Europe, building the ecosystem and coordinating like never before. And see where they're from.
And is anybody here from Belgium? That should be an easy question. If you're from
France.
Belgium, make some noise.
Yes, clap if you're from Germany. Yes.
If you're from France.
Norwegian. Yes. We have
España.
Swedes. Yes. And okay. Portugal? Oh, no one from Portugal. Luis?
They're quiet.
They're quiet. All right. Okay, together we can really see a continent that is coming together, connecting its communities and moving towards a shared direction. So really, Europe doesn't just have one identity. It feels like a mosaic. Like here at UnitedXR, you can see those pieces fitting together and forming something stronger.
Yeah, and a mosaic, is actually a really good analogy because one of the features that we have in Europe are consortia. And that's exactly what a good consortium is. It's a mosaic. You can recognize a coherent vision, but it's really composed of stakeholders and experts from different regions with different types of institutions and different roles, but all coming together.
Absolutely. Raise your hand here if you've ever participated in the EU-funded project. Yeah, I see plenty of hands. That's great. If you have not, don't worry. We also have an info session about, your guide to European funding opportunities. That's later tomorrow afternoon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but there's another theme that I think we have to acknowledge as we get started here today, because it's the biggest topic in the world right now. It's AI, and specifically, what is the relationship with AI and XR? So, as this slide kind of highlights, it's not an adversarial one. But oftentimes, the perception is that XR needs AI. It needs it for content and personalization. But I actually happen to see this from another perspective. Not only is it a two-way street, AI absolutely needs XR, because AI needs better information, better data. And that comes from XR, extended reality wearables that are going to be capturing that data. Yep. It needs more interaction data, more behavioral data. So really, AI needs characteristic of this relationship, but it also means that the risks as well as the potentials are going to be merging. And so we all kind of know that XR has risks that we've been identifying and working on for several years. AI has the same. And now when they come together, this convergence is something that we have to respect, not just for its potential, but for the other issues we have to address.
Yeah, totally. And this conversion, it actually needs structure. Like a solid research foundation, strong policies, and I think that many people in this room can relate. They're probably working on that, especially this morning. So this is really something important to us.
Absolutely, and that's why Europe is kind of this ideal place to be addressing this, because the research ecosystem of Europe is simply, it's so strong, it's so embedded in society. Almost everybody here has some relationship to it. In Europe invests in answering these types of questions that are not just technical. For example, XR for Human, it's a Horizon Europe project that recently just completed, and it produced an XR code of conduct. It's a framework that's meant to set out the ethical responsibilities for everyone who designs, who develops, and who deploys, and actually even who governs immersive technologies and the applications that they facilitate. So it really is emphasizing human rights and privacy, accessibility, inclusivity, mental and physical well-being. And fortunately, it anticipated AI, so that AI component is woven into the code of conduct. And it's an example of not just providing to Europe this type of shared set of principles, but something that's actually for the world. It's not intended just for Europe. It is really for all of us. Mm-hmm. So, and that's not the only project. We have projects like Sun and Sermos, who are also funded by the Horizon program. Yep. Other good recent examples of projects. Research and development of innovative new technologies and tools, but also doing so within a value-driven approach.
Absolutely.
So these creating not just tools and interfaces, but is really creating leadership in these dimensions of design and an ethical and value-driven application.
Absolutely, and we shouldn't forget what makes it possible. In Europe, the extraordinary research and development landscape. We have the European Research Council, we have the EIT networks and Horizon Europe. I mean, projects like XR for Human that you just mentioned exist because Europe believes these questions matter.
Yeah, and that's because Europe believes that these answers will shape not just the future for those of us living here, but for those of us anywhere in the world.
Absolutely. Well, it feels like a good time for me to step aside and let Michael get us started with this morning. Just so you know, Michael has been very instrumental in keeping this program alive and making sure that we have a great program for the European XR policy. So we have workshops, we have conferences, we have panels. We also have presentations in the pitch stage in the shed about XR associations and EU projects that we'll be pitching over there. So this is my cue.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Alex. And thank you, Ori, and thank you, everyone who helped to make UnitedXR possible this year. Alex. All right. So it's just us now. And, you know, you might be surprised to know at a major industry event, we're running a few minutes behind our posted schedule. So I'll be pretty quick. We have some housekeeping, but, you know, before we do that, I really kind of wanted to additionally acknowledge what's going to be here today and what you're going to hear in just a few minutes this morning. Because this morning we really have an excellent series of opening keynotes followed by a really important panel. And the keynotes are actually focused on what's this new entity, the Virtual World Association, as well as the partnership that the association will be ultimately forming. And that's kind of one of the big news, the big developments for this year, is this new structure that's going to be coordinating research and development and industry support actions going forward for many years. So the two speakers who will be coming up in just a very short time are Anne Bajar of the European Commission and Matthew Worm, who is the president of the Virtual Worlds Association. So they're going to be coming up in just a minute, followed by an exciting series of panels. And I was going to be highlighting some of my favorite talks from today, but to be honest, there's just really too many. So I'm just going to encourage you to look at the agenda and really identify which of these topics most appeal to you. And you don't have to worry if you miss some things, because many of these are going to be recorded. So now I'm going to kind of go through the housekeeping. So first off, I think it was already mentioned by Ori, there is a UnitedXR event app. So you should all download that app if you've not already done so. You can log in with the email that you used to register for the event, and then you can put together an agenda of meetings. And then you also can make use of X-ray live captioning. So there's going to be, you'll see throughout the event during the talks as well as everywhere else, you'll see a QR code that you can scan that will help you to access their live captioning, at least here for the main stage. Then we have sessions not just here, but in the workshops and in the shed. So already mentioned at 5:30 today, we have the lounge, the welcome party that you're all encouraged to join. That's being sponsored by Lenovo and AMD. And food and beverages are available on the outside of the shed in the food trucks. So make sure to make extensive use of your social media to highlight for all of those who are not here what exactly they're missing out on. And as I mentioned before, there's so much content and you're not likely to see it all, but don't worry, all the 4 track rooms and the main stage are all being recorded. The Wi-Fi network is attendee Wi-Fi, and the password is United25 if you have not already made sure that you've connected. And then just to thank again on behalf of UnitedXR, the sponsors. So you saw them before, but just to identify them verbally again. So we have Creative Europe Media, Snap, we have the Hong Kong Digital Entertainment Association, Meta, and Niantic Spatial are the titanium sponsors for the event this year. Gold sponsors include Digital Wallonia, XR for ED, the project. And then silver sponsors, we have AMD, Lenovo, Pico Transmixer, another project, and Expansio. So thank you again to all of those sponsors for your incredible support that's going to make this event already the biggest event that I can remember, certainly the biggest this year. And then that's it. So with that ado, I would like to welcome to the stage our very first keynote speaker. It is Anne Bajar on behalf of the European Commission, who will be talking to us about, quite frankly, the future of XR in Europe and virtual worlds. Anne Bajar.